I do not play Fortnite and I do not play Minecraft because the 10-year-olds will beat me up.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know, do what we can.
Yeah.
What is up, everybody? How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Let's Do a Podcast. I'm Ryan.
And I am Anthony.
So, man, I feel like it's been a long time, even though it really hasn't been that long.
For people out in podcast land, it has not. They're probably still tired of hearing us, but it has been about almost a month. Almost a month.
Oh, yeah, because we did pre-record a few.
Yeah, we recorded a few before I went on vacay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. How was Hawaii?
It was quite tropical, quite humid. Not as hot as Texas, but still hotter than I wanted it to be. Yeah, it wasn't quite the relief I wanted it to be, but
well, I mean, at least it wasn't like here.
yeah. Was it worth 8 hours on an airplane? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard some of the stories. It seemed pretty fun, enjoyable, and adventurous.
Yeah.
But all right, let's pour this beer, and we can talk a little bit, then talk about, of course, events and all of that. So, what kind of beer are we drinking?
So we are drinking a beer that's in a can. It's got words on it, a picture of an armadillo. This armadillo looks a little jacked. What's up with this guy?
I haven't even looked at it. Oh yeah.
But okay, so for real though, it's from Three Nations Brewing, and you can talk about it while I try to open this can because I also don't have fingernails.
Yeah, I just got my nails. It's like I can't get my can open. So it's Interstate.
Oh, so disappointing.
Oh, that was pretty disappointing. Interstate Lager. It says Interstate Lager Texas Pilsner.
Yeah, it's like, are you living life in the fast lane?
Yeah.
Take the exit and turn your pit stop into a rest stop by peeing in it. No, with Interstate Lager, when you are done with your day's travels, put your boots up and kick back with an easy, repeatable, and invigorating brew that was made for this day. This day in particular.
Right now.
It's like great timing.
It is.
Yeah.
I've actually had this one in the fridge for a while, so hopefully it's still pretty good and crisp. So we'll see.
It was made for this day, so
yeah, it was made for right now. But you know, we've had quite a few Three Nation beers. I think we might have actually had this one because I got this in like a big set that they gave me of stuff.
You know, since we last recorded, I have been to Three Nations Brewing finally in person.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was. I like the area it's in. Carrollton. Is it Carrollton or Carrollwood? There's a place in Florida where I grew up was called Carrollwood, and I always mix it up between Carrollton and Carrollwood.
Gotcha.
So Carrollton. That's a nice area of town there. We were helping somebody move over there, and I was like, you know, Three Nations is right there, and I haven't been there yet, so I went and had several of their IPAs, and they were pretty dope. So.
Yeah, it's definitely one thing I've realized. Even though like we love their beer in the cans, I like it on tap. You can definitely taste the difference on most of their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Tap versus can. Some places you can't actually.
I always like getting those tap exclusives though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
some really good milkshake IPA over there.
False Idol. Some of their stuff in cans tastes just as good as tap.
Really?
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. So I'm pretty sure we've had this one. You guys probably know better than we should, or y'all probably know more than what we do.
I think I remember this one because we don't usually do lagers. And,
yeah,
this is this being a lager. It's usually off of our beaten path here.
So, yeah. First initial thoughts.
This is a. So I feel like this is like, and not to. This is not a neg or a swat at this beer. This is like a craft like Bud Light. It's like a lager, like a very light beer.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's kind of why they made it, is for the people that come in like, I normally drink Bud Light. What you got? You know, and they're like, here you go.
That's a completely valid taste profile that you go for. My wife loves lighter beer.
Yeah.
She if typically she's going to like a Turning Point or something like that, she'll go for like their Das Boot when they come out every year. Like the German Pilsners, but she likes those Pilsners. She just likes those light lagers and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, there's a market for that. I've been drinking a lot more of that recently because I've been trying to reduce my carb intake. So
yeah,
this works out a little bit, but it's like, but I still gotta get those IPAs every now and then.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, listen, I still like a good Miller Lite. I don't know why, but Miller Lite, I just feel like it's a good, easy beer. Like if I want something light, if I still want a beer, Uh, Honestly though, the Yingling Light or
Oh, the
Flight,
Yingling Flight, yeah.
ooh, that one's really
Yeah.
good.
I thought see, that one I have a hard time finding that on tap when I go to, like, just, like, a regular, like, a burger bar or something. I usually end up getting Mich Ultra,
Oh,
which I feel like is a blasphemy a little bit.
I wish I could remember. There was some place where I saw, I was like, "Ooh, they have this on tap." I was like, I was already in the mood for something heavier. But
Yeah.
anyways,
If I see the Yingling Flight, 'cause last time I had it, I think is when you had your housewarming party.
mhm.
It's like, I can see that I wanted to get that off tap because I had it in bottle, it was really good, so.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've even thought about, like, if I just wanna drink all day, I might just buy a
Yeah,
big
I
case of
could
those,
yeah,
like
it's like, I think you could have, like, 5 of those and it'd be equal to, like, just 1 IPA from wherever.
yeah, pretty much.
But, so, like, flavor profile for this, if you haven't had it, it's light, smooth, crushable, and wheat and malty. So, yeah,
Mhm.
basically, if I were to go to look at, like, any other, light pilsner, it'd be, like, probably, like, in the same ballpark. So, if that's your jam, this may be, the one for you. I just had one taste of it so far. We'll keep knocking it down, and, we'll see if I develop a buzz at all because 'cause I've, like, really not eaten today either. So, if there's any day I would feel something from this, it would be today.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really haven't had much today, so who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe this one will
we
knock us on our
fasted so we could
ass.
feel so we could feel it's like,
I
I didn't eat so I could feel something.
I just wanna feel something. Alright, so
Yeah.
events,
Mad props to Three Nations, though. I always love their stuff, so.
oh, yeah, Three Nations is so good. Uh,
So what is going on in the world of beer? It's like we're getting it's like I started seeing, like, Oktoberfest beer. It's getting crazy out there. It's like people are out there starting to wear their Uggs, which God knows why it's freaking 200 degrees still.
yeah,
But, like, and they're drinking their PSLs, and I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know what's up. I can't deal with it."
yeah,
It's not
so
even September yet.
yeah, well,
Well, maybe it'll be September for you, the listener,
it's
but it's
not.
not September for me, the talker.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening to this on release day, we have, like, 1 more day,
Yeah.
so, um, so
Which our true listeners are listening to it in August and not
yeah,
September.
yeah,
But if you're listening in September,
they're just
I
waiting to wake up on that Tuesday
yes.
morning.
It's like it downloads and it's like right there, right in your
Yes,
stream.
yeah, the gold. So September 1st, so Thursday, Community Beer is doing a tap room release of the Orange Dreamsicle IPA,
Ooh, that sounds good.
an experimental hazy IPA with vanilla bean and orange peel. Whoa.
So, like, I've had, like, the orange dreamsicle stuff when it's, like, in a sour, like, Martin House has done stuff like that, and it's turned out really good. IPA, I'm really curious how that would go with the bitterness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe might have to try to go that way. Because I still want to try their
the tropical mosaic.
mhm.
Yeah.
So it looks like a lot of places are doing musical bingo that night.
I tell you what, I did musical bingo at Cowtown Brewing. My dad was visiting, and we
Mhm.
just for shits and giggles went down there. It was actually pretty fun, and we
Oh yeah.
actually kicked some ass. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
I've never done it before. I've wanted to. Like, now that I got quite a bit of time, I'm like, I want to go to like all these things. Like, we've been talking about trying to go back to trivia again, but
yeah,
we just haven't.
we
But
gotta we gotta round up a posse of people. I've heard people like saying, "Oh, we should do it. We should do it. We should do it." And it's like they're all over the place. It's like we need to find a central location. It
yeah,
used to be Steam Theory, but they closed.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Two Mules Cantina, which I don't. Oh, that's in Irving. Oh, I don't even know what that is. But Barks and Brews with Three Nations is going to be there. So,
Oh,
well,
nice.
yeah, there we go. There's that. Let's look into the weekend. Oh my god, yeah. There's definitely a lot of stuff happening.
It's like it's getting to be that time of year. It's like
Yeah.
it's where it's going to be like bear. It is at least bearable outside.
Um.
Labor Day stuff coming up too.
Yeah. So Three Nations, Tups, and Four Corners, False Idol. They're all doing Labor Day stuff. Um.
On Friday, and
Okay,
we've got stuff like
Friday.
Saturday too.
Yeah, everybody on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like,
So September
oh
2nd,
my
September
god. Yeah,
3rd.
third is just filled with
Yeah, you name them, they are probably on this list. Tups has
yeah,
got like 2 days of stuff.
yeah. That's one thing I love about Tups is they're always doing some sort of event.
Oh, here's where, like, with Tups, so, like, in Tups, they're doing a blood drive. Here's the thing, you blood drive and you get some beer, that's like a free buzz right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're like yeah, guaranteed free buzz.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so really again, I'm just as we always do, beerandbigd.com. I'm gonna put it in the description because there's just so much to go down. I don't want to spend too long talking about it. But really, I mean, we got Run Sons 903, Lakewood, Tubbs, Three Nations, Hoppenstein, Intrinsic. I love Intrinsic. Intrinsics is Peach Fest. I kind of want to go to that.
That sounds good too.
Oak Cliff, Wild Acre, Four Elements Brewing.
Peach is gonna be a thing because I went to Petticoats this past weekend and they have a peach barley wine that I almost tried, but I didn't because I just
I was a taster.
Like I should have, but like I still think of Narby's from 2 years ago, and I'm just like I don't want a barley wine.
Yeah,
I should. I was. This is the closest I ever got to having a barley wine since that day.
Oh wow!
But I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger.
Yes, and then also Sunday, like Hoppenstein, Three Nations, Division, Pegasus, Soulfire, Four Elements. I mean, the list is crazy. So, I don't know if we'll be recording by this time. I don't want to overstep myself too much.
Yeah, we can talk about stuff twice, but yeah,
okay,
yeah, you got a lot of October stuff. So it's like it's never too early to talk about Oktoberfest.
Yep. So September 10th, we have the Dallas Observer Brew Fest and Oktoberfest at 903. Which I want to go to an Oktoberfest because I've never been to one.
Oh, so like every year, except for that 1 year,
except for the one,
I go to Panther Island Oktoberfest, and it's always a fucking blast.
Yeah,
and I got a hat for it this year. I got the freaking German hat with the feather and everything, so I'm gonna totally wear that. Maybe we'll get Lederhosen this year.
There you go.
Yeah,
we'll see if Monique will let that happen.
Don't encourage her; she'll totally have me do it.
Let's do it. So yeah, hopefully we'll actually hit up I'll actually get to go to an Oktoberfest, which we'll talk about more of those in the next episode, because let me tell you, the list is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. It's better than the other word I like to use.
Yeah.
Penetration.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it. I haven't heard that in a while, and I was happy for it.
It's been a while. That's what she said. All right. Anything else, or should we get to this movie?
So I just have the one thing to say. In a world where robots have chainsaw dicks and battle it out for world domination, there is a movie called Robot Jocks, and that's the movie we're talking about today. Yes, so we did watch Robot Jocks.
Oh my gosh!
If you are probably around our age, or no, if you're around my age and you grew up in like the early '90s and hanging out in Blockbuster Video and like watching the movies they show the previews for on the TVs up there, and those giant ass TVs that were suspended above you, if they fell on your head, they would probably kill you. In the days before flat screen TVs.
Yeah.
You may have seen this on those previews, and you were like, "Mom, Dad, I want to see this movie," or it had a really cool box art or something like that. And your parents probably did not let you watch this because they wanted to go see Romancing the Stone or what other early '90s things were. Romancing the Stone was probably like '80s, but anyways. You may have seen this and never actually watched this. I tell you what, this is a movie that may be worth seeing.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. That's for certain.
So
this movie actually bankrupted the company that made it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Which I kind of like looking at script being what it is. The production value is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, definitely for the era that was in.
Yeah. Like there's some pretty dope claymation on there. I don't want to get too deep into like likes and dislikes on this movie, but I was pleasantly surprised. This wasn't as bad as some of the stuff we usually see when we're going to dumpster diving,
So it came out in '89.
Yeah,
that was the year I was born.
Yeah, I think it came out in '89 in like limited release, and it got like its full release in 1990, I think, something like that. But yeah, it totally bankrupted the company that made it, and another company bought it and released it.
Oh,
yeah.
You want to do a quick walkthrough of it, and then we'll start talking.
Chainsaw dicks, robots fighting. Okay,
there you go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, so it's post World War III. So apparently, after World War III, they all agreed to outlaw war. I don't know how that works. But that's the premise. That's like the base. That's like the foundation for this movie. So war is outlawed. It's post World War III, nuclear war, the whole 9 yards. In war's place, there are matches between large robots called Robot Jocks. Okay, they're battles between large robots. The people who drive them are called Robot Jocks, not the robots themselves.
Yeah,
man, these storyline things, I tell you. These matches take place between two large superpowers, the only two large superpowers, over disputed territories. Our main character, Achilles, is a pilot in one of the large robots. Okay, they're all large robots though, so not to say there's any small robots,
Yeah.
unless you count like the cars as small robots. That the other one is Alexander, who pilots like it's basically like the Russians versus like the Americans,
Yeah.
or like the Western world versus the Eastern world, I guess, or like the Eastern Bloc. But basically, very Cold War esque.
Mhm.
But the plot revolves around him in a match for the state of Alaska. How do we get to this point? I don't know, but like the movie basically starts where like the U.S. robot loses and gets like stepped on by the Russian guy, and this guy does like the best impression of Dracula. I tell you what, it's
Yeah.
like this drink that
Yeah.
tastes like a blood.
Yeah.
Literally a line from the movie. So
Yeah. Oh my god, he does say that.
yeah, it's literally
That's
a line.
hilarious. He does talk like Dracula. That's it's
It's like this dude, and this dude is not like Russian in real life.
yeah.
He's like he's totally American, so he's just like putting on this
He's
thick
doing
ass Transylvanian accent,
he's doing
trying
the
to be
best he
Russian.
can, and it's not
Yeah.
working.
Oh man.
Oh
He
man,
says it. He says that. And he says Achilles.
it's a lot of this movie. Okay, so one of the plus sides is it's a super short movie.
Yeah, it's only like 75 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's easily one you can just throw on and move on. Like before you know it, you're like, oh, it's over. It actually feels
it's shorter than the last episode of Stranger Things.
it's true.
Yeah,
A lot of stuff is. But
I watched that last night. That was pretty dope, though.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a pretty good ending.
yeah,
Can't wait for the new season in 2015
yeah,
or 20.
yeah. 2015. Holy shit! It already happened.
I was like, oh man, we year
2030. I'll be in retirement by the time it happens.
2025.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably. We'll probably be in phase 6 of the MCU by then.
Yeah. But anyways, there was a lot of stuff in it that I enjoyed. A lot of stuff in it that didn't make sense.
It was like what do you think about the tubies?
The tubies. Which ones were the tubies?
The test tube robot jocks. They were like all discriminating against like the test tube babies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The discrimination in this was
And overt sexism.
oh my
Like
god.
the overt sexism was a plot point.
Yeah,
And it was shown as a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't good.
And the lady who was like, "You shouldn't be sexist against me," was the like one of the bad guys.
I guess she's a
In
bad
a
guy.
way,
I
she's like a
guess-
love interest / bad guy.
Yeah, more of like she was bred to do this, so she deserved it, kind of a thing. I don't know if I'd
And
say
he was like,
bad
"She
guy.
shouldn't do it because she's a woman."
She's a woman and made in a test tube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
it
just a lot of
was-
overt racism or overt like prejudice and sexism going on there.
Yeah, it was.
I would say racism because it was like it wasn't because of their race, but because of like where they came from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
It was just,
That's
it was just
always
really weird.
the gamble getting into these kind of movies from back in the day.
Yeah,
where you get into the stuff where it was
back when the
just
stuff was acceptable.
yeah, it was just like
socially.
this is just how it is. Because now we're like, ooh, that did not age well.
Yeah.
And then also the masks. There's no real explanation why they all had to wear masks.
Oh, the face masks.
Yeah,
That's post-nuclear war. They want to breathe in like the radioactive particles.
but it didn't look like it. Like it just looked like they were in a desert, and that's about it. Like
it's like nuclear wasteland. You play Fallout, right?
yeah, it just I don't know. I felt like I knew what they were going for with that, but it didn't quite hit well because they didn't make it look.
I'd say if I had not played like the game Fallout, I would have not understood why. I would have thought maybe it's like a pandemic or something.
Yeah,
but like there's no
Yeah.
pandemic. It was a nuclear war.
Yeah.
Well, they don't even say it's a nuclear war. They just say it was a war. It was World War III.
Yeah.
So I just assume nuclear war.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that makes sense. But at the same time, it wasn't explained well. And I was just thinking, why are they wearing masks? Like,
Yeah.
they're fine. Like, everybody's okay.
Why is there giant ass robots fighting? How did this come about?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, where did they come up with this technology all of a sudden? But anyways, so, man, it was very.
Oh, so here's my thing. And we can go
It was
go
crazy.
into our likes, dislikes, and
Yeah.
things that we find interesting and all that stuff. But here's my overall like judgment on this movie. Not like cheers or foul, party foul, but like my overall thoughts on this movie. This movie is Pacific Rim meets Talladega Nights.
Ah, Yes.
That's what this
Yeah.
movie is.
Yeah. No, that's I feel like very accurate,
Like,
honestly.
particularly when you get to the ending, I was like, "This is literally the same ending as Talladega Nights when the guys get out of their cars and race to the finish line on foot."
Yeah.
It's like literally the same ending.
Yeah, Pacific Rim. I would even almost throw in Godzilla type feel too,
Yeah,
based off of like how all the actors are,
yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah.
of the same vibe of that. So yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, because at the end, whenever they're like beating each
They
other,
hop out of the robots and they start beating the shit out of each
yeah,
other.
and you're just like, and the whole time I just kept saying, "This is pathetic. This is so bad." I was like, "Just
Yeah, it's supposed to
stop,
be like
guys."
they're tough guys and they're just duking it out to the ends, like and like our enlightened asses in the year 2022. You're just like, what the fuck are you guys
Yeah,
doing?
you're just like, you fucking morons. Like, just stop. Like, it's okay. Your robots are down. You just stop.
It's like
Like,
we all know who has the biggest chainsaw dick. It's fine.
yeah. And I mean, they're both disqualified from the fight.
Oh, I mean that's what the other thing where I was like, it's definitely Talladega Nights because that's what happens at the end of Talladega Nights is they both get disqualified and the guy that comes in third place wins.
Yeah. So that's the thing is like, do they do a rematch? Like, what's gonna
Yeah,
happen from here?
it's like so they have to just have another.
Rematch?
They just have to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Third time's the charm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this one was a draw again because they broke the rules.
Oh my god. That's why I was just like, more for they're like, you already won. He broke the rules or blah blah blah. And he goes, oh, I'm not done or whatever. I was just like, so wait, you're about to break the rules. So then it's just like you cancel each other out.
So he just like
Like,
promptly went into space. So he was in international airspace at that
oh
point. So
yeah, yeah.
it didn't count, right?
Somehow he flies to outer space. Then they start to fight up there.
Which again, post World War III, technology is even better somehow.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
And then also whenever he's coming down after being shot, it looks like he's gonna go into a bunch of trees.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he goes into dust. I'm like,
Yeah, they landed in the same place they started.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, in the same arena.
Yeah. But it yeah, what happened to all the trees that you're about to hit too? Like,
Yeah. They just get like he uses invisibility ray to make them disappear.
there you go.
But I like that, and I like the jungle gym too. The jungle gym of death was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
But
Oh my god.
all right, but Ryan, what did you like about this movie? We're like getting way ahead of ourselves. But Ryan, what did you like about this movie?
There's so much. I liked how there was just so much nonsense in this movie.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, especially as we
there was no
about
shortage of nonsense.
It just was one thing after the other where you're like, what? What? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you even saying that? And yeah, the jungle gym of death where like, oh my god. And like the weird things they had to do, the weird outfits that they had to put on, the very racist thing towards
The test tube kids.
no, not even
Oh.
them, but the cowboy Tex versus
the casual racism, which is probably the most realistic element in this movie. It's like the guy who is like basically like super strong Texas drawl,
yeah.
like he's like just like totally casually like just like racist because like there's the guy from Japan who's like he's like the reason their robot exists, like it works.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't trust that Japanese.
Yeah, I
fella.
don't trust them. You're like, oh
It's
my
like I've
God.
met guys like that.
Yeah, which is awful. But seeing the Tex guy, you're like,
Yep.
I know this guy.
Some things never change.
I've met you before.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that stuff, like, I don't know, the whole thing.
Like, and that's not to say that's just Texas. I lived in Florida. I met guys like that in Florida too. So it's just like that may just be a southern thing.
Yeah, there's plenty of them in the world. Yeah. I just realized we're talking about the things that I like. I don't like racism. Just to make that
that was just
clear.
the thing that happened while the things you liked happened.
Yeah, like as I was talking it through, I was like, oh yeah, racism did happen because of that. But yeah, no, the things I like though. I mean, I enjoyed the shenanigans, the constant shenanigans. A lot of stuff that you're like, how did we even get to this point?
Yeah. History is unclear.
Yeah. I also did like honestly like the robots. I thought they did them very well.
Yeah, the animation was done very well actually for a movie that was done in like the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, seeing it was 89 really did make me think, oh man, then they did a fantastic job for 89. Yeah, so I mean, honestly,
'Cause, like, it was obviously all done practically. It's
Yeah.
like you can see it because it's like it's not well, I mean, CG wasn't really, very ubiquitous at that point. It wasn't around all that much. So, like,
Yeah.
if like Tron, like, back in, like, the, was it late '70s when that came out? But, like, it wouldn't have looked this good if they had done it CG, like, from, like,
Mhm.
1980s technology. So this is all, like, via, like, claymation, like, stop motion animation stuff. They did a really good job with it.
Yeah, they really did. So to me, there's a lot that I liked about this movie. It again, like for 70, 75 minutes, it felt it like it flew by.
Mhm.
Because honestly, whenever you see a movie that's kind of looks bad and it's a short movie, you think, is this gonna be a long short movie?
Yeah.
Like is it gonna be one where like, oh god, just finish
It's like, oh,
already,
it's been, like,
please?
2 hours, and it's like, "Oh, no, it's only been, like, 45 minutes."
Yeah. So yeah, I there's a lot that I liked about that. So I could go on and on and on, but I'll pass it over to
Yeah.
you now.
So, there's some things I like about this movie, but they're, like, elements they're, like, things I will complain about, but I also say I like. So, like, the world, like, makes no sense, but on the other side, it makes, like, a lot of sense. So, like, some of the, stuff you see in the background, is, so, like, you see the stuff like the face mask, and they don't really explicitly state why they're wearing face masks or the rationale for all this. But then you see other elements like Achilles. Achilles can't read.
Yeah.
You get that whole thing?
Yeah.
But, like, it makes sense, like, he, like, grew up in, like, a nuclear holocaust and,
Mhm.
like, it's the year, what, 2060 when this starts?
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's, like, 60 years so it's, like, if okay, if present day when this movie came out is, like, when the nuclear war happened, then it's been, like, a good 70 years since the nuclear war occurred.
Mhm.
Uh, so it makes sense that he's probably like, maybe like second generation, like nuclear baby. So it makes sense that the world's come back a little bit. And it makes sense that he
Yeah.
can't read because the educational system maybe didn't come about until like after he was like already an adult. Because the guy's like maybe in his 30s, late 30s, early 40s. But and then there's also you can see posters in the background. They're like kind of like using like pregnant women as like like pinup models. And so they're trying to like say, hey, have children, repopulate the
Yeah.
earth.
Yeah.
It's like I thought that was also, but again, it's not something that's like really in your face. It's just kind of in the background. But it's like that kind of stuff that like
Yeah.
kind of gives you like the details of like
I like
where
that
the
too.
populace is at
Yeah.
and like what like was it called the market is like the American
Mhm.
country. Yeah. What the market is like wanting people to do instead in addition to like fighting for Alaska via a robot battle. Um, which
Yeah, no, that I do have to agree on that. That even though there are some areas where they kind of lacked, they definitely made up for it in a lot
yeah.
of other
Yeah,
areas.
there was some I wouldn't say amazing, but I would say decent world building there.
Yeah,
Um, it's the kind of I feel like it's the kind of world that had it been a better movie, it would've been really interesting to come back to. Which
yeah.
supposedly they did do sequels to this movie, but they're like the kind of sequels where they made a different movie and they just put the name of this movie on it and called it
Oh,
part 2.
so it's not really.
No, not really.
Oh, that's sad. Because
Uh,
I was gonna say I'd watch
it's like
part
it's
two.
just those are just other movies that just happen to have robots in them. Uh But, the other thing I really liked about this movie was I liked all the bar scenes because they were all just, like, fucking batshit crazy.
They were off. They
Because
were
like,
so bad.
it's like all the personal interactions between Alexander and, Achilles, and the Tubies and, honestly, it's just Alexander. Again, he was, like, so freaking over the top. Like, it was, like, comical, but in a way, it wasn't, like it was somewhat distracting, but,
Yeah,
like, it
it
was
was
fun.
distracting.
The guy
Yeah,
was, like, chewing the fuck out of that scenery, and you could tell he was loving it.
I I couldn't understand why. Okay, so obviously it's two people fighting for a territory, but yet they obviously hate each other, like hate each other, but yet they hang out in the same places. I just kind of felt like that didn't quite match up.
Talladega Nights, man.
Yeah,
Talladega Nights.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, we gotta have a fight bar scene.
It's like all it's missing is the scene where, Achilles goes to Alexander's house and has dinner with him and Mos Def and,
Mm,
what was it? Whisper or whatever, these, like, 2 random anyways. Yeah, we just need to have a shot for that reenactment of Talladega Nights, but as Robot Jocks.
mm,
It's like, we're already, like, most of the way there.
yeah,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have to do much.
yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It's like it's just since Paul Kozlov's passed away, unfortunately, we can just get Sacha Baron Cohen to play him as the rest of it. I'm pretty sure he could do the ridiculous accent too,
Oh yeah,
very easily.
yeah. I think anybody can.
Yeah.
Anybody can redo that accent.
Oh yeah. This drink tastes like a blood.
Uh, uh, uh.
One drink, ha ha ha.
So what did you dislike?
You know, I know it's an artifact of its time, but I didn't really, and we already mentioned this, but like I didn't really love that the hero's return played like it was just rotated out like it just axis of this hero's return spun on the fact that he didn't think a woman could do his job. And
Yeah.
now, like, a part of it was also, yes, she's like a Tubi and he doesn't like Tubies and all this other stuff. But like, it was the other fact that was mentioned explicitly several times was also that she's a woman, and so she can't do this. She can't be a robot pilot, and so he comes back, but it's not played as in, oh, he's being a dick and he needs to learn a lesson, or that he's going to learn a lesson. No, he comes back and he's right to do this because he's saving her from like dying. And when she ultimately like, knocks him out because she can beat the shit out of him because she's trained to fight like that.
Yeah.
When she ultimately comes and, like, dopes him and then steals the robot, she's made out to be the person who's in the wrong, not him, the asshole who thinks a woman can't do the job he does. So, like, I really didn't love the fact that the whole climax kinda turned on him thinking that, and I can't remember her name, blanking on her name, Athena.
Mhm.
Which Athena, if the this is supposed to be this is here's the other thing too. This movie's supposed to be like based on like the loosely based on the Iliad, which that's where they started with. It's like the whole tale of like the fall of Troy and all that stuff. Um, they lost the plot very early in production. If you read the wiki article on it, because there's a lot of fights between is this a children's movie that adults can enjoy or is it an adults movie that children can enjoy? But anyways, long story short, if you're having a character named Athena, she needs to be a strong female, and she needs to be, like, proven right in at least
Yeah.
in some way or manner. But no, she's proven to be wrong. She can't do a guy's job, and she also is a damsel in distress, and he gives her a big old smooch when she's passed out in his robot. You just noticed
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, "Oh,
So, like,
geez."
she's, like, knocked out, and so he gives her a kiss, evacuates her, and then he does his famous line, which I love, so I'm not gonna break that part of the segment here. But, yeah, that was probably the least favorite thing, like, the casual racism also didn't enjoy that, but,
Yeah.
yeah, just the overt sexism in there was just like, "You're gonna hang your plot on that?" Like, this is, like, still, like, 89, 1990. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because, like, we've been talking about it the whole time, but I'm in the same boat of I dislike that. I dislike the racism, the sexism, the this to me, that just kinda left a bad taste in my mouth a little bit about the movie.
It's like on the but it's
Um
like it's fun it's interesting though because, if they played Achilles like he wasn't a hero and like he was a flawed human being, I think it would be different because again, this would be a realistic portrayal of how people would be
Mhm.
in this type of scenario. This is post-Holocaust, nuclear Holocaust, so we don't have we don't have like the institutions we have now where we say you shouldn't do these things. The social consciousness isn't there because it's all been survival, survival, survival.
Yeah.
But we are still viewing it through the lens of our society, right? So we should still have the story portrayed as like this guy's a dumb shit, you know? It's like, and she can do a job that he can do, you know?
Especially since you were bred to do that.
Yeah.
I think that's where my biggest issue was, is like, if your whole life, your only goal, you were bred to do this, you were training to do this, somehow you didn't do it, but then this jackass comes in and somehow he can do it, sort of, kind of. Actually, in my eyes, he even lost really, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I was like, I think it would have been really interesting if they flipped the roles where because she wins the role fair and square, to be to be the driver of the robot. But I think if they made it so, like, he was the one that came and took her down and ended up stealing the robot 'cause, to protect with the, white knight attitude of protecting her,
mhm,
and then he fucked it up, and then she had to come and save his ass, I feel like that would have been a much better turn.
yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would like that a lot better.
Yeah,
Um,
because then she would have come in as a hero, and then she could have duked it out with Alexander Otherground, and he could have had the realization, he's not fighting Achilles, he's fighting Athena.
Mm-hmm. So really, I mean,
and then she kicks his ass.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, so I mean, those are that's pretty much all I can think about that I disliked about this movie as well. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to Cheers Our Party Foul.
I got a few words about this movie in addition to all the other words I've said about it. I'm gonna get in this thing and I'm gonna kick your ass. That line alone gives me like a cheers for this movie, despite all its flaws. If you go in there with clear eyes, knowing what you're going, like knowing that just this stuff is like not to be emulated, and knowing that's just like not the best representation of present day like attitudes, and you just like kind of acknowledge that to yourself and like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. It's an entertaining movie, you know. The production quality is like it's not it's not like a triple A blockbuster from like the early '90s, but it was done well, and the acting is like okay,
Yeah,
but I enjoyed it. I wasn't bored. It was short. It didn't overstay its welcome.
That's for
And
sure.
the other thing I didn't mention and things I liked about this movie, Chainsaw Dick. Come
Oh
on,
yeah, the chainsaw dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in what in what instance did he foresee? I mean, it was useful. Don't get me wrong, but what instance did he see it being useful when they installed it on there? It's like, is there like a specific use case for that chainsaw dick?
Yeah. Yeah. What was the idea of when you could
Yeah,
use this?
like why did they think they needed that? I mean, again, it proved to be useful. So whoever put it on there, he may have gotten like he may have got this whoever installed it on there. They must have been like, dude, what the fuck are we gonna use a chainsaw dick for? And he's like, you wait, you see,
you just wait.
yeah. And he was like, and when they used it, he's like, fuck yeah, I told you, chainsaw dick, woo woo.
Yeah.
But yeah, cheers
Yeah.
for me. So
yeah, and definitely a cheers from me as well. I did enjoy it, and again, I think it's because very quickly you're like, they're in the old mindset, like the old. I always call it the old people mindset,
yeah,
back before we all decided, hey, let's start treating everybody like, I don't know, people. Um, so kind of whenever I acknowledged, I was like, all right, so yeah, this is that kind of thinking. Like besides that, I was like, yeah, it was entertaining. It was pretty funny, and just all the shenanigans. Like
yeah.
there's no end to all the shenanigans that happen in this movie. So yeah, I give it a cheers. I would watch it again if there's a day I'm just like I'm bored out of my mind. I'm like, well, maybe I'll just throw it on again.
Yeah, may keep this on my list. Yeah.
But yeah. So there you go. There's that. There's the movie. Um, things that we thing of the week. Things that we like. What do we call it?
Thing of the week. What is our
Thing of the week?
of the
Oh my
week?
gosh, couldn't remember what it was called.
Totally brain froze there.
Yeah. Do you want to go first, or shall I go first? Or
I got a couple things that kicking around in my head. I guess. So I already mentioned I watched the last episode of Stranger Things, which I'm sure everybody out there has already watched. I'm just like way behind the curve on that. So I mean that's good, but that's not my thing. My thing of the week actually, I started playing last week. So I've gone on and off where I've had like the Xbox game membership, and I downloaded Stardew Valley. Have you played Stardew Valley?
I haven't played it yet. I want to.
So I'm figuring my way out through Stardew Valley, and I've gotten so impatient. I'm just like watching YouTube videos. I'm like, all right, what crops do I need to grow so I can make some money? Like, how do you like form relationships with people in the town? Because I already went through like one season and like nobody wants to talk to me. It's like I'm doing bad at this. I'm not making very much money. Then I still have like all my crappy tools. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's like addicting. It's like you go through every like month is like one season. So you go through like I already went through spring. Now I'm in summer, and then you go through fall and you go through winter, and it's like yada yada yada. But it's really interesting. I really enjoy it. You like basically get this farm from your grandfather, and then you basically have to go and like you get a pickaxe, an axe, and like a scythe, all this other stuff. And you have to go clean up the farm, start growing stuff, make millions of dollars, and you have to go fight in caves to find like loot and stuff like that. But it's like time management, growing crops, watering crops. It's like a lot of minutia, but also like this like relationship element plus this like adventure. It's like so much stuff to do, but
Right.
you have like limited energy, limited time. It's like also there's fishing. It's like, how do you do all this stuff? You can't. And so like you're like fighting against the clock and your energy supplies and all this other stuff. And it's like so interesting. And you're like, you got to plan your day out basically. And it's like a 15-minute long day. It's crazy to me. Anyways,
Mm.
it's super addicting. I enjoy it. Stardew Valley. If you haven't played it, it's on Xbox, it's on PC, I'm pretty sure it's on PlayStation. Switch may have it as well. I recommend it. It's really interesting. It's like supposed to be one of those chill games where you're supposed to be able to play it and like just kind of relax. I don't know. It stresses me out a little bit because I'm like, what am I supposed to do? It's like it's very free roaming, but I'm like, I want to play it and win it. But this is not a game you're supposed to be able to quote unquote win. But I still think I want to win. So Stardew Valley, I enjoy it.
Nice.
Despite what you hear me saying.
I'll have to look at it. I've watched a lot of people play it. I'm just like, I want to. I just haven't really looked into it. So maybe I'll look into it and actually start playing it. So my thing of the week is actually something that Anthony recommended a while ago that I got into, which is the Orville.
Oh yes, that show is awesome.
So I binged it and I'm all the way caught up. I haven't seen.
Yeah, you're ahead of me then because I'm only still on season 2.
Yeah, I have a lot of free time during my day, so I usually whenever I get up, I make my breakfast, take out the dog, blah blah blah, and then I just sit there and I watch some. I put on a show, just have it on the background while I'm working on the laptop, and before I knew it, I was like, shit, I already finished all this.
Yeah. I'm curious, who's your favorite crew member?
Man, that's tough. There's a lot of really good ones. I'd say Boris.
I was gonna say Bortus too. I was like, I really enjoy Bortus. He's funny as hell.
Yeah. I don't remember. Have you heard him sing?
No, I've gone that far.
Okay. All right. It's so funny. I just love and there's times whenever he wants to tell a joke, or there's just times where he wants to try to do something and people are talking, he goes, "You will stop talking now!" Like he just yells.
Yeah.
I love it. So
I guess he's like the Klingon analog for the show. Yeah.
Yeah. But besides the funny stuff, I know that we had the conversation of Star Trek and Orville, and as you get into it, it gets very accurate.
Yeah.
I do think the first half of the season 1, it was kind of just a jokey thing. And then I think something might have clicked with we can make it so it's funny and accurate.
Yeah.
And it
very good social commentary on it.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, I like what they're doing with this. Yeah. But yeah, the first few episodes or stuff, it still kind of just, I don't know, it kind of hit me wrong. I was like, I don't know, especially coming from somebody that I used to wake up and the first thing that we would do in my house before we do anything else is turn on Star Trek and watch 5 episodes while we make breakfast. And so just such a hardcore Trekkie person, it was hard for me to adjust to that. But as soon as I think they started to kind of take it serious, I was like, okay, we can have fun and be serious. And I mean, the graphics on it are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have really any complaints that I can think of about it.
I gotta say, one of my favorite episodes was when the first officer, she accidentally went on the planet and started a religion about herself.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That comes back multiple times.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Okay, I've only seen the one instance of that. So, because they keep going into the future, the planet does. Every time it comes back, it's another 1,000 years in the future. So
yeah,
I'm really curious then to see how that goes.
Yeah, because it's funny how I think it just comes back into play one more time. But I haven't seen the newest season, so I'm caught up on everything that's on, I think, Disney Plus. But I think there's a new season that's going right now.
Season 3. They just finished their 3rd season.
Okay, so season 4 hasn't started yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. So then, yeah, I'm caught up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would suggest
I'm
that.
still in season 2.
I enjoy it. I really do. I'm glad that I took the advice and decided to sit down and watch it. And now I can't remember what I started now. I started King of the Hill now. Have you seen
classic,
that?
Classic.
I decided I was like, I want to watch all of it from beginning to end. And let me tell you, It reminds me a lot of like
Robert.
Yeah. If you weren't my son, I'd hug you. That's my favorite thing. So yeah, I'm going through that right now. So maybe
after you watch that, then you go watch Beavis and Butthead because you just keep on the Mike Judge train there.
Oh, I can't do Beavis and Butthead. I don't know why.
That's never you watch that, and then you watch Idiocracy. And you just basically get all the Mike Judge stuff done.
I can't do Idiocracy anymore because it's too valid.
True. I actually There's a YouTube channel called Legal Eagle. I watch all his stuff. He's like a lawyer, and he talks about the issues of the day. But he also talks about he'll like do legal analysis on like media. Like he did when there was like a mock court episode of Bob's Burgers. And so him and another guy, they talked about the issues and like what would fly and what wouldn't fly in an actual court. But they did one on Idiocracy, in the court scene in Idiocracy.
Yeah.
And it was like the funniest shit.
I might have to look for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had it up before thinking, do I really want to watch this? It's almost hard because it does feel like it's too close to home sometimes, you know? It's kind of like playing the board game Pandemic. I can't quite play it anymore since we've actually gone through a pandemic.
Especially because it's really hard to win that game. You always lose.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, I've actually lived through a pandemic. I don't know if I actually want to play a game where I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways.
It's a game where nobody wins.
Yeah. Beer. What was your thought?
Beer. I finished it. It was good. Actually, I really enjoyed it. Yeah. If I'm going to go for a light, crisp, crushable lager, I'm going this direction. This is pretty good. I'd like to see this. I'd like to try this off the tap.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could ask my wife because I'm pretty sure she got this when we went to Three Nations a few weeks ago. So she could probably tell me how it is on the tap. She'd probably tell me it's pretty good. But yeah. And Matt, props to Joe's skills on the artwork there. It's he's got a really buff looking armadillo, I guess.
Yeah.
Got a hat on and stuff. Yeah, pretty cool.
I agree, though. I'm actually a little disappointed that these are my last two now because I'm like, dang, I want more. But I don't really drink much anymore. But no, it was very good, easy to down. I was trying to pace myself because I wanted to have it throughout the show and not just chug it down.
Crush it. Crush it.
So yeah, I'd say if you're close by Three Nations, or honestly, I think a lot of places, at least in the North Texas area, carry Three Nations. I'd look for this. Get something easy to sip on or chug, whatever you want to do.
Crush it.
All right, Anthony, you want to talk us out of here?
All right. So you want to find us on social media? You can find us on Facebook at Let's Do a Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Let's Instapod, Twitter at Let's Tweet a Pod. Whether or not there's something there, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
You can find us on Partycast Network. They're on Twitch. They are on other places.
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. YouTube as well. It's where, if you're watching this video, that's probably where you're at. Is this on Twitch too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
On Twitch too.
Hey, Twitch.
So
I was wondering about that. I was like, is this on Twitch too?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not on Twitch, so I don't know.
We'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
So you can watch it there. You can listen to us at any place that you listen to podcasts. If you have any beer that you want us to try, hit us up. Let us know. We'd love to try something new or unique or different and, try our best to get it. And if there's a movie you want us to watch, we'd love to watch a movie that you guys want us to watch. Next month,
we're starting a series.
To school.
Yeah, we're starting a whole series. Back to school, going into the Halloween movies.
Mm-hmm. So, do you want to tell them what we're going to watch?
Yeah, we're going to do a challenge here. We're going to watch through all 4 of the Twilight movies.
Yep. Fucking Twilight. We're going to do it. I don't know why.
I was like, there's 3 books, but there's 4 movies. What's up with that?
Yeah, let's fucking do it. So,
yeah,
Twilight.
We're going to find out.
We might have to sit here and just go through a few because...
may have to have 2 beers for that review.
Yeah, we're going to be drinking a lot next month, so buckle up, buttercups. But we will see you guys in September.
Yeah, that's the next month, right?
That is my birthday month. Woo-hoo. Not that it matters. Anyways, all right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Ryan.
I'm Anthony.
Let's end a pod.